family gather. Please gather around. You're invited to watch another. I was gonna say Instacart video. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm kind of like in a foggy, like kind of like whatever rut. It's hot and humid. It's like November and it feels still like summer. There's supposed to be a cold front and rain coming tomorrow, so I'm holding on to that, and I'm trying to generate my own happiness because it's not really anybody's responsibility, right, to make us happy. I haven't worked in 4 days. That might have a little bit to do with it. I didn't work on the weekends as I normally do. My girls were with me. They normally go with their dad, and then I work on the weekends. So I got to play catch up. Then they were out of school yesterday. So yeah, and Monday was like a doozy. There wasn't anything. I think at one point I did accept an order and I had to cancel it. I'm sitting at a 12% cancellation rate right now. It's just crazy to me that like you cancel one and it goes up 1%, but I do like 16 orders and it doesn't go down. I tried to look it up to see the like reasoning behind it. I guess whatever number that order is that you canceled it, you have to do that many orders. So if it was like 50 orders ago, I have to do 50 for like it to go down 1%, if that makes sense. Which I guess when you explain the concept, it makes sense. But me being like a numbers person and like percentage wise, it doesn't really make sense. But it's also kind of like the tipping thing too, like when they don't have items in stock and so they decrease your tip. Like let's say the initial tip was like $4. Let's say $4 for 16 units. I'm just making this up, these numbers up, but for example, okay, so $4 tip on 16 like things, right? So they're basically tipping you 40 cents per item. So when they like say they don't have one item, right, so they get 15 of the 16 items and then they decrease your tip like $1. And then they always put like the reasoning is like based on the total of the order, but it's like it's not mathing, you know what I'm saying? Like say the total of the order was like $200, right? And so they didn't have that one item and it was going to be like, you know, it was like $8 less. The math doesn't math. I don't know, I guess. So make it make sense. I guess I feel like gig work in general is basically like none of the rules make sense. We're just supposed to follow them and like hope it turns out for the best. I was thinking that last night. I was thinking about this about life. My camera like freezes up whenever like I move it. We were taught when we were young, like play by all the rules and like everything will work out for you. And I think as adults, we're starting to figure out like, hey, I play by the rules and like it's still not, you know. I don't know. I think maybe like, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. I'm just really starting to believe that because like once you know, then you know, and like you can't unknow the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, we're basically being exploited in the name of being self-employed, and I accept that. I also think that the reality is that sharing your actual experience of gig work is, we don't really do it because out of fear, like, that we'll get banned or whatnot. So we just, like, show the pretty part and, like, hide the other part. Because I feel like right now by me doing this, I just feel like I'm just kind of ranting. And I'm not. I'm just kind of like, hey, this is my perspective. This is where I'm at. And take it or leave it. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. All right, I'm going to go shop this order before they lower that $3 tip they left me. So yeah, I'm at Sprouts. About the I got all off on the tangent. I'm at Sprouts, 8 items for $9.46, going 4 miles. Wednesday, I think it's like 10 something. So I'll do this order and check back in. Y'all, like, my heart breaks for this girl that works at Sprouts. So as I was going to check out, I guess she wasn't able to wipe her, like, I could see, like, tears forming in her eyes, and the guy, like, just walked away, like, another employee. I don't know if he's a manager or whatnot. I don't know if it was something they said, I mean, but she was just, you could tell, and she was so, like, kind of discombobulated, like, you could tell she was overwhelmed with, like, sadness. So I don't know if something was said to her or what, but first of all, I've seen some attitudes at the register, but I've never actually seen somebody, like, that's so disheartening. Like, first of all, the power that we hold as people is so powerful, and so, of course, I felt bad. I, like, wanted to say something. Like, what do you say? And so I just told her, I'm like, you know how I know you're a good person? I said, because you wouldn't be sad like this. Because I know that, like, some people, you know, they have a tougher exterior, especially if you've had a lot of practice, like, people talking to you negatively, or like a dog. The way I grew up with a lot of, like, positive reinforcement, and my mom never really talked down to me. So I do, like, if somebody speaks to me a certain way, like, it affects me more than somebody that was kind of talked to like a dog their whole life. They kind of, like, are used to it. And she's young. I just feel so bad. And it's like, I didn't know what to say. But then also at the same time, like, they're not paying these people enough to be, like, crushing their soul. Like, all you gotta do is, like, be kind. So this was not even the message of this video. It's crazy because, like, I wasn't even gonna accept this order, but kind of, like, something, like, I felt compelled. And every time, sure enough, like, I don't care if you're a believer or not, but sometimes when I get frustrated, like, I'm not on the right path, or I'm kind of trying to do my will and not, you know, the Lord's will, I do ask, you know, God to put me where he needs me. But then there's also that, like, you know, kind of want to be like, does somebody need their ass whooped? Censorship. Anyways, like, be kind. You don't know what people are going through. And these people are out here making enough money for you to talk to them a certain type of way. Also, a job is not worth it. Like, how much you're making hourly, I'm pretty sure they don't pay them. I think here they only pay the managers, like, $12 an hour. How sad. Anyways, I'm going to get this order delivered. I'm going to insert a screenshot of the delivery instructions, and you can see why I'm not looking forward to it. So let's go. The Holy Spirit is moving today. So the customer, I thought when I pulled up, like, I saw a lady with a baby stroller, and I was like, maybe that's them, but I didn't want to be too presumptuous, you know? I mean, more than one person in the city has a baby, right? But I just, like, something told me, and so I just went ahead and, like, went, like, to go to the stair, like, following the instructions, and she was like, hey, Carly, and so I'm like, see, there, God, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do this order because leaving my car, you know, and going up the stairs, you know, some people refuse just to get an access code, like, to get stuff delivered, and so it kind of is like extra work on my part just because they don't. I mean, I can't imagine living at these places paying like $2,000 for rent, and you like, it's even inconvenient for them. Like, she was gonna have to come out and meet me. Yeah, so I just felt compelled to tell her, and so I thanked her. I said, thank you for this order. I said, because I felt like God put me, you know, and I told her that the cashier was crying, and I told her, oh, here we go, leaf blower. This is my, sweetie, these leaf blowers have been blowing the same stuff around for years. If they just get a freaking broom and sweep up that okay, sorry, God. So now I'm going to Target fast delivery. I was like, what is that? It's just at Target, and I guess I'm supposed to do fast delivery. Like, literally, there's not. Basically what it is the Instacart customer probably pays Instacart more, and then I still get the same pay. Anyways, I'm headed to Target. I only think it was like 8 something for the order, 4 things, 3 months. Dude, so of course Instacart wasted my time. That Target quick delivery was anything but quick. supposed to be done in 6 minutes. I probably got everything in like 3 minutes because it's my neighborhood Target. Like, right? 4 things. One of the things was 10 beefsteak tomatoes. And the weight that Instacart said was that it was going to weigh 4.5 pounds. Well, it weighed 5.5 pounds. So when I tried to check out the order, the card declined. 20 minutes later, so I'm like, okay, let me take out, I messaged the customer, I take out a few, bring the weight down to like 3.8, right? And it still declines. And like, I'm selecting the little, I thought like whenever I'm Diamond Card, I thought like all that meant like priority to customer support. I couldn't even get the option. It's like, it gave me the option like payment card declined. And you know what do you know what the solution for the payment card declining was? For me to pay for it. It prompts the reimbursement like stuff. Instacart, y'all don't even pay me enough to buy my own damn groceries. I'm not buying somebody else's groceries, but also like, what the hell? And y'all know damn well they wouldn't reimburse us. Anyways, the customer was very like, they ended to opt out of not getting the tomatoes. And I feel bad for them. Instacart. So now it's noon, and how long did it take me to do that order? Yeah, like way too long. Anyways, Instacart, you're on the naughty list this holiday season. I hope y'all know that. Okay, what I'm about to say, I think I have it figured out. Partially. I don't claim to know everything, but I'm pretty observant. So, them lowering the batch pay, right? And then, so what Instacart is trying to do is weed out the people that have Instacart memberships and are constantly ordering 3, 4 items, 5 items. Because see, they don't pay the delivery fee because they pay their yearly membership. Instacart's losing money on those orders because A, they're not ordering enough for them to net a profit, because there's a markup between what they're charging at the store and what Instacart charges is 2 separate, okay, prices. So the more items they sell, the more money. Like if it's a $200 order, whatever Instacart's getting, right? So they're not making that much on the 4 or 5 unit. But then they have to pay me the delivery fee. So that's why they've gone down on the batch pay. Okay, because they can't afford to keep paying us the batch pay if they're not charging the customer. So they're also trying to detour the customer from ordering 4 or 5 items. Because see, before when the batch pay was $7 and say the customer, even if they tipped $3, that's a $10 order for 4 things. How quickly are we doing that order? The order doesn't sit. So now they've lowered the batch pay to $4. Like this one just now was no tip. It was already up to $9. So I'm assuming they probably placed that order earlier this morning. Look at my camera. Told you on my camera. So that's what they're trying to do. And it encourages the customer to place a big order, because a big order has what? A big tip. So now this order that had 30 things is getting delivered quicker than the few items. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I was worried about my tip being lowered for this order, but there wasn't a tip anyway, so I felt bad. I almost was going to tell her, like, hey, when I go to on one of my next orders, I'm going to buy you some tomatoes. Anyways, Instacart stories. That'll probably be the end of this video because I got a lot of talking. A nice breeze, but I needed to get out, get my endorphins going. My mood is better. I made $15. Anyways, I'm gonna get something to eat. I think I'm gonna get Chick-fil-A, and we'll see if I do another order. Okay, I'm back where I started at Sprouts. I didn't take my lunch break. I accepted this order. It was $8 something for going a mile. That's why I accepted it, because even though it's only $8, it's just a mile. So I'm back where the girl's crying. I wonder if she's still here. anyways, oh, and I said it was at $15. I'm actually at $18, so ball out. It's 12:30, so I'll probably do this order. I don't know if I'll have a time to do another order. I have to do the carpool at the schoolhouse. So another 8. That'll be $26. Anyways, don't quit your day job.